This is Gırgır.
Pretty.
Minnoş. 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 In the Corona time, my dad do always bread, and we do Budapest, the cakes. We do lots of things in this time.
So you have more time with your dad
Yes, and my mom.
and your mom.
I don't feel like I'm responsible to cheer her up all the time, you know. I cannot. Nobody can. Even though Berat is more playful than me, he also gets bored and he's like, no, Daphne, I don't want to play anything anymore. Please go away, find yourself something to do and just leave me alone. She's riding her what's the name of that? Not bike, but something with wheels. Scooter.
Scooter.
Yeah, in the house. And I can't say anything to her because that's all she can have.
Wonderful.
So
I wish I were there. I would be dancing with you, Tabelo. Wonderful. Nice. Thank you for sharing. So you put that on with your brother?
yes, I danced with my brother.
Okay. And then you rock the room next door?
Yeah, they're always making a noise because I'm like this side
Right.
and they are there. They'll be playing music all the time.
Then you're
So-
pounding on the wall. Turn it down.
Yeah, I do. I do. I do. I'm like, turn that up. I think it will never end this year. This corona. It will take time.
Mhm.
Nothing has been given to them from school. There is no like sort of communication at all. So it's what we think we are figuring out from the material that we have at home.
So you kind of made it up,
Yeah.
like you figured it out yourself.
Yes, from the books that they have. So it's what we've been doing, but nothing that is guiding us clearly from the school that, you know, by this time they should be doing 1, 2, 3. And so, yeah.
Wow.
My mom doesn't teach me as a learner. He teach me as his child. Sometimes he teach me as a learner. Am I bossy? Yes.
When does your mom get bossy? When is she bossy with you?
If she repeats something many times and I don't understand it,
Uh-huh.
she
She gets impatient with you. She gets a little annoyed. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm the same. I get annoyed too if I have to repeat something with my
Yeah.
children, and then I get a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, it's a bit agitating. So like you have to calm yourself down. So it's not easy to teach your own kids.
She has grown up so quick. Like even for me, it's something else.
When she comes over, is there something that she particularly likes to do?
My phone, like most of the time, my phone. Always taking selfies now and then. Then it's like most of the time, it's always writing, 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 writing. Trying to get it to read because like no one does it much.
Okay.
A, S, T, U, I, V. Daddy, futhi bayangiphinda.
But even she explains so many things. The patience that comes with it. Honestly, I'm enjoying fatherhood. I've never had a father figure in my life. So for me, it's like one of those greatest things.
Hey.
Let me fix his virtual background. What do you want? Nothing, or you want just?
I don't know.
Okay.
Looks like I'm kind of like the painting now.
Yeah. Ooh.
What's the Golden Gate Bridge?
I don't know, maybe.
Because you're in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You don't have to do one.
My hair looks weird because of the background.
Hi, I'm just gonna leave you two.
You look like a goddess of San Francisco floating over the bay. Yeah.
Okay. Go make breakfast.
Alrighty. Make something yummy.
Well, I am French toast.
Ooh.
Hi.
Hey there. That's so nice of you to talk with me.
Yeah,
Are you nervous?
kind of.
Well, what do you put on top of your French toast?
Sometimes I have like apples and we make kind of like an apple. We caramelize the apples a little bit. We kind of cook them and then they become really nice and soft. Sometimes I just like maple syrup and butter.
My mouth is watering hearing all about your French toast.
Sometimes powdered sugar.
Wow. How's it been going for you with all this online stuff?
I think it's okay. I don't hate it. I mean, it feels a little bit more relaxed kind of because it's not as like, like I feel like sometimes in school, like this gives you a time to like, if you need a break in the middle of like class, you can kind of just go get one.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because sometimes like one day they'll like all the classes will go and they'll assign a homework assignment, and then maybe the next week none of the classes will assign a homework assignment. So it feels like sometimes it's super relaxed and then sometimes it's kind of stressful.
Like he's funny because he's like, sometimes he's really good natured, but he's not pissed off like he's like an angry person. He's pissed off like everything's an injustice and he's totally indignant about it. You know what pisses me off about PE? It's that, they're giving me assignments every day PE and I should be doing my academic work. You know what pisses me off about Spanish? You know what pisses me off about math? Like, he's just like a professional pissed off person, right? And it's just like, so getting him to get on, and then afterwards he's like, I really like that assignment. That was really fun. We're all sitting in his verbal vomit, right? that he had to get out to be able to get into something. And then he does it and he's like, woohoo, we're good. You know, like.
Unsere Vorstellung von Normalität, von öffentlichem Leben, von sozialem Miteinander, all das wird auf die Probe gestellt wie nie zuvor. Millionen von ihnen können nicht zur Arbeit. Ihre Kinder können nicht zur Schule oder in die Kita.
I mean, the summer is going to be weird, you know, not having sporting events, not having the tennis. I mean, that's going to really play on people's psyches. That's what makes me nervous, Sarah, is that, you know, not having that outlet.
Right.
You know, people are going to start going nuts, though, aren't they?
I think so.
To have people, you know, you can depend on. Like, I know I can always depend on my neighbors if there's some crisis. Like, you know I can depend on them for help. So that's psychologically important. You know, my own little world here. You know, then there's the world out there. What does that mean?
You know when you're standing at the beach right where the waves meet the sand, and a little wave comes and pulls the sand out from under your feet? That's what it felt like we were fighting to keep the ground under our feet.
Peter and I went for a lovely, lovely walk on the beach yesterday. Peter said, oh yes, I'd love to go down to the beach. Came down onto the sand. We walked all the way up to the rocks very happily. He said he really enjoyed it. It was so beautiful. He kept stopping and just sort of saying, it's so beautiful. And that was so happy for me that he could enjoy it and be there. And he's getting over his phobia about going for walks. I mean, you know, we go for very nice walks, and that's a huge plus in my life.
The coronavirus is one thing, the political situation is another. To me, what really, really matters in terms of the downside of where the world is headed, the trajectory of two things. One is the strength of capitalist fascism as practiced by Trump. And the other is that behind the coronavirus awaits climate change. This too shall pass. Climate change won't. And in terms of the things that make me sad and the things that are traumatic for me and the things that I really need to titrate in terms of my own, you know, participation in the news cycle is just to not be overwhelmed by sadness.
flattened Baton Rouge, headed for the train. I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed the diesel down just before it rained. Took us all the way to New Orleans. I took my
Daniel, you know what I just thought? Because this is like a rehearsal for when you do it with mom and dad.
a little bit, yeah.
So you need like basically you need your computer to be a more or less eye level.
Okay.
And you need your microphone to be relatively high so that it's closer to your mouth than it is to your guitar.
Okay. I was fiddling with the setup here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that looks wow, let me see. Oh my god, Daniel.
That's cool. So that's the microphone. I just rigged it basically with just wedged it in there with some tape. And Dad gave me these years ago for listening to music. I brought my lab chair in from the garage because it's higher than anything else to set my laptop on. And lo and behold, it's on wheels and it can swivel. So wow, like, I just realized how cool that was. We may use it tonight with mom, with mom and dad.
Seriously, high tech, dude.
But in other news, there's like a possibility I could go back to biotech and do compound management. There's a
Are you serious?
opening nearby. I have an interview later. It's supposed to be Thursday.
Oh my god, I thought you were interviewing with the Rangers.
No, already interviewing with them, but they've put that on hold. So like I said, hopefully, Gilead. No, it's not just any company. It's Gilead, no less. Gilead Sciences is the one making remdesivir. Currently the only FDA US approved treatment for COVID, and they've got contracts to distribute some million doses through the government and another 1.5 million through someone else. And so hence a hiring spur on their part, including, as I was saying, a senior research associate compound management position. So this is like, so anyway, this.
But Daniel, that's so perfect. Oh, is that your phone call?
My phone call, yeah. Oh my God.
Good luck.
She's totally early.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Good luck.
Hello? Speaking. Hi, Jennifer? Good. How you doing? Glad we kindly made contact.
But it must be nice to be making some money again.
Yeah, definitely. I just need something that's more secure.
Mm-hmm.
Just from my left, my first few picks just started the shift. I try to load it with as much as possible. Drop this off and go pick some more. 8-hour shift.
A lot of companies now are leaning on the temp agencies because that's a good way for them to bring somebody in, but not, and it cuts down on costs as far as benefits. When it's a holiday like Monday, we don't have to pay them,
That's shitty.
Well,
shitty for you.
Yeah, shitty for me. I understand it from their point, but yeah, it is shitty. Having a job, just like for anybody, gives you a level of confidence. Having a career, of course, gives you great confidence, but I'm on job status.
Oh.
We had a virtual prom, which is really cheesy.
What is a virtual prom? That sounds weird. Everyone dances in their own home or what?
Yeah, it's just like you go on Zoom and there's a DJ and he's playing music or whatever. It's just really lame. And then we're gonna have a senior our graduation ceremony. And really, I really don't think I'm gonna join it. But I just wanna hear my name. So.
I can be bluntly honest with her, and I can be goofy, dancing, whatever, just goofy. And she takes videos of me all the time and shows them to her. I don't know. Maybe it's not common for a dad to just be goofy like that. But yeah, I can be really goofy because she's my twin. I mean, I can look in her eyes all day because it's like looking in my own eyes.
I'm going to CSU Northridge in LA in the fall. I'm supposed to be going. Now they're saying that LA, the mayor is saying that he's extending the lockdown for like 3 months. So we might not even be on campus in the fall. It might be virtual class and everyone is mad.
I didn't push myself to go to college because I didn't do well in school. I was here, and then after a while, I just had a fear of failure. I didn't have that determination or that confidence. That's what I really lacked, the confidence. She's got it. I wanted to use it. I wanted to embrace it. I wanted to go full ahead with that.
On the road again, just can't wait to get on that road again. The life I love is playing music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on that road again.
My phone's ringing. Let me just see what this is. Oh, it's Mom. Hey, Mom.
Hi.
Guess what I'm doing?
What?
I'm talking to Daniel.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay, Sarah, Peter's going to talk to Kathy at 10, so the telephone will be engaged at 10.
Well, we could Zoom later.
Okay, fine. Bye.
Bye.
We got the congratulations letter with an offer, right? And so that's like, and an offer, means like here's a number and we need a date. And so once that was cleared, and the offer was, impossible to refuse. I mean, they matched what I said, plus what I said would have been, the high end of my expectation. Oh, and they also had to change the title. So I won't be a senior research associate, I'll be an associate scientist, which is, some number of levels up. So that's all to the good.
Why?
Well, it means that they expect more of me, and it means I'm more valuable than just someone who can a little bit. It makes me think that my presentation sounded like a scientific presentation, like a scientist would give, and
Congratulations. Oh my God, Lebo.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, like something new beginnings.
Who are the other people you're going to be working with?
Haven't decided yet. So I'll be looking for people that I know, mainly activists and people who know people around the areas. what I'm going to do is to compile a data of people in the township that like I don't think but like they are most vulnerable affected by the lockdown. If I have like 100 people, then they're going to send food parcels and I have to give to those families.
This painting is one I did, I think, even before the pandemic. And for some reason, I kind of like it. It sits there. It doesn't go anywhere. It's quite pleasant to live with. So that's been up there for a little while. I'll let you look at the house while we're traveling.
Nice. Just walk, try and be stable. Okay. There you go. Oh, much better, Mom.
Okay.
So nice to see.
Yesterday morning, I spent 2 hours in the studio. I just was making cards, but at least I wasn't thinking about the coronavirus. I was thinking about color and shape and, just sort of amusing myself. And that was very, very good for me. It was very, very good for me. But it's a wide open field that I've got, it's kind of like, so where are you going to go today? And when I don't go into studio, it just sort of feels like a day that I haven't really lived.
Maybe it won't be very safe to travel back and forth. So we are trying to bring as much as we can. First, Berat will go and bring our suitcase, and then we will go with the cats. I hope this summer will help us, but I'm not very positive about that because, again, we will move from here as a unit to another place, and we will settle there as a unit. So nothing much will change, actually.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, but at least in the island, maybe I can just put on my speakers and walk, a little. Maybe it can help.
The only thing I've done so far is I went into Manhattan by bus last Sunday and I met Carol. There's like this large plaza where you can get a view of the East River. So we were sitting there, we bought sandwiches, and we're sitting there pretty much maintaining social distance. I was close to Carol. I was like 3 feet away from her, if not closer. Again, nobody wants to get the virus. It's not like you're standing next to somebody going, like they would normally,
Today in particular, I had this feeling like, when you're going to summer, when the spring is about to come, that feeling, it's like festive is coming, everything is so like good. That's how I felt. And I mean, we are in winter, like it's cold already, very cold. But I just thought maybe because of the virus, we've been tense and we've been at home. And so for the fact that people are starting to move on a regular basis, so maybe better days are coming, who knows?
What was it like? Were people really grateful to get the vegetables?
Yeah, they were. And we also had kind of like a shortage. So we worked, like even yesterday, we were busy doing that. So it's been like kind of like a 2 hectic past 2 days. Saturday and Friday, trying to distribute food. So it has been like kind of difficult. But like people were appreciative, they were grateful, and they showed so much appreciation. So it meant a lot.
Adjust this to match yours.
Can you hear me now? I mean, I know these like weekly Zooms with mom and dad are incredibly important, and I think that's why it's just helps them to just feel somewhat normal, somewhat connected more, and to kind of get through it easier. Well, good times are coming soon, like a blue moon, if you can stick it through. Yeah, good times are coming soon. Well, that good times coming soon, yeah, like a blue moon. At least that's what they're telling me. Is that what they're telling you? Like a blue moon, it's coming soon.
Trump is saying that the U.S. adds 2.5 million jobs in May. All he cares about is the economy. There's mayhem, there's fear, people by the hundreds and thousands marching, and Trump is talking about the economy. I mean, it was horrible the way George Floyd was killed, the whole thing, right? And yeah, and the officer had his knee on his neck for 8 minutes. It was murder,
Right.
Of course. I mean, and rightfully so, because Floyd is just one story of many, and there will be another Floyd, and there will be another Floyd, and there will be another Floyd. How do we know this? Because there's been so many Floyds already. And how do we stop it? We definitely don't stop it by tearing up our city. That makes no sense. Knock hundreds of people on what was that? 880 freeway.
You're kidding.
Traffic is at a dead stop. Both lanes. Both lanes. They've been tearing shit down out here.
Are you serious?
And then a lot of the people who are stuck in this traffic jam by the protesters are now having rocks and sticks thrown at their car windows, having their cars beaten up. Okay, I understand a protest, but why are you doing this? Why are you disturbing regular people who are going through the same bullshit, have the same views as you do? Take these protests to the police department.
I have a friend in San Francisco, a Turkish friend, and she says that everything that's happening reminds her of the Gezi times. And so she feels like arose, but at the same time she feels very depressed, and she's very, very much worried about the protesters, what can happen to them, because it has happened in Turkey with people injuring their eyes or who has lost their lives.
Right.
Whatever Erdogan said after the Gezi, or some years after Gezi, everything Trump is doing is almost symmetrical.
Wow.
Unbelievably, they match each other.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. It is both very devastating, and it is also very triggering. It triggers the nerves because we remember what happened afterwards and how the country was evolved afterwards.
Our leadership on the national level is so destabilizing, with somebody who uses the army to clear a park. And then he's standing in front of a church with a Bible. And it's very destabilizing when you see somebody like that.
We've been through this so many times. You know, going back the last 10 years, I mean, I remember I was in New York when Amadou Diallo got gunned down with 28 bullet wounds on his front step. You know, and since then, even though these killings and this brutality has been going on for years and years, well, for since forever, I've never seen it get this big. I've never seen this many white protesters. I've never seen this much legislation and this much movement all the way up and down. It just seems like feels like a tipping point. I don't know if it's true or not, but it feels like a tipping point.
Now the guy's been booked for murder. You know, he's being tried for murder.
How many years will he get? How many years will he get, though? I mean, look at Oscar Grant, who got killed at the BART station and by the supervisor. That guy didn't even get jail time. Period. Will he get jail time? I'm sure, but it won't be anything like what a minority would get, who's not a police officer.
Right.
He might get 2 to 3 years, where this guy gets 23 years.
Right.
Easy.
Right.
So the fact that he's been, I can give two shits until I hear that he's gotten 20 to life. Until I hear that he's got a real fair punishment.
I don't know, like the number of times I've been subjected to racism. Like it's something else. And even when I go to the mall, like in white malls, the number, like when I'm entering a store, when I'm looking behind me, I'm being followed by a security guard. Like in South Africa, also, like when I'm going to town, when I'm visiting someone in the suburbs, then when I'm there knocking, like maybe like screaming on his gate, hey, can you just open up for me? Or like the security company will come and ask me, what are you doing here? So the racial segregation in South Africa, it's still there. It's still there.
I don't know if you heard, but in Oakland by Lake Merritt, they found like three nooses. You know, when they lynch people, like 3 of those hanging from trees. And then they found, I think they found 1 like fake dead body. So I don't know if someone's trying to send a message, like saying like, oh, we're going to start killing or lynching black people or something, but it's scary.
Freaky. When was that, Alicia?
I want to say it was last week.
Oh my God.
Yep. Yes.
Have a great day.
This is my dad right here.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Hey, that's so nice. What are you doing in my room?
Saying hi to my daughter. I'm blessing her a very nice day, a beautiful day, as I should have one myself.
You know what she's doing? Is she's cutting off some of her hair so you can have some.
Oh yeah? Put on my beard. This doesn't work up here. Ever since this COVID-19, particularly after the George Floyd passing and whatnot, I've noticed myself walking into stores with my mask. And I'll typically take my hat off now. Sometimes I don't care. I don't know why I would still wear hats, but hey, it's what I like to do and I do it. But that can put a profile on you, just wearing a hat.
It's like a circle that just, when does it stop? How do you stop it and just start to be treated like a normal person, like any other person, you know? How do you break that?
Right.
Because it's in the system. It's like it's embedded in the system or something.
Yeah, how do you break that? I have no clue, honestly.
It's hard.
Like, you ever go to a store and you don't really like see nothing, but you'll buy something just to show like you had that money or whatever. Like, it's a lot of times where I'll go in the store or whatever and I don't see nothing I really want, but just because they keep looking at me or look at me as though like, oh, she might steal from us or something, I'll purposely get something and pull out my card and be like, look, I have money. I don't want to steal from you. It's not that type of thing. Just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm gonna steal from y'all.
Right.